So it's another day at VS, but this time it's semi-annual sale. If you've never shopped the semi-annual sale, it means that bras, panties, fragrances, clothing, swimwear, everything goes on sale at VS, while certain items get marked down for really good prices. But Victoria's Secret loves to plaster these signs that say $3.99, $14.99, and in very tiny letters at the bottom of the sign, it'll say the words, "and up." This means that all the panties in the bin are not $3.99. They're $3.99 and up. They can be all the way up to $7 or $10.99. Same thing for the bras. It'll say $14.99, but the most expensive bra could probably be $34.99. So this lady comes over with her bag full of sale items, full of panties, full of bras. She's too busy to be bothered with me, so I'm just ringing up her items. She's not even paying attention to the screen. Finally, I announced her total as being around like $400 or $500, and she is in shock, like, wait, what? Part 2 is coming. So I kindly explained to this lady that everything in the bin was $3.99 and up or $14.99 and up, so the prices may vary. She gets pretty annoyed. She's like, I went and picked up all this stuff, and the sign says that it's $3.99 and $14.99. That's the price I want it for. I'm not taking anything else. I'm already like, here we go. So I say, Miss, I'm really sorry about the confusion, but the prices are marked on the individual tags, despite what the sign says. I said I can go through the bras and possibly look for the ones that are $14.99 and all of the panties that are only $3.99 if that will make you happy. But no, that wasn't good enough for her. She's pretty annoyed, and of course, as per usual, she wants to speak to a manager, and I kindly tell her the sale price is a sale price. Unless it goes down, that's what it is. First, she says, I'm not going to take any of it. Delete it all. I say, okay. Then she decides, just kidding. After I've already deleted it, she wants it all again.
How would you react if you were in your hotel room and some of the furniture started to move around? And then you walk out your door to go to leave and you hear a baby crying from the hallway, only to walk out and see absolutely nothing. Well, this is a common experience at the Skirvin Hotel. And while I'm a big fan of ghost hunting and don't really get scared too easily, it is so unsettling to know that so many NBA players will not come back into this hotel again after experiencing paranormal activity. So why is this place so terrifying? Well, the Skirvin Hotel is older than a century. It was built back in 1910 and located in Oklahoma City. The founder of the hotel, William Balzer Skirvin, really wanted a glamorous hotel. It was prohibition during this time, alcohol was still illegal, and this hotel became a booming speakeasy. On top of this, his daughter Promesta ended up becoming the ambassador to Luxembourg under Harry Truman. So she brought in so much clout. This hotel quickly got a reputation nationally. But this is when Mr. Skirvin decided to have an affair, which created a horror story. Part 2 to the Skirvin Hotel. So W.B. Skirvin is described as a man who really liked to have a good time, he liked to drink, he would also chase women. And somewhere along this, he ended up falling for one of his hotel mates named Effie. And while this man was a widower, you still have to remember that this is the early 1900s. So when the affair started, it was extremely scandalous. And Effie ended up getting pregnant. So Mr. Skirvin is like, oh my gosh, I did not just get a maid pregnant. I need to prevent a scandal. And his answer was to lock her in a room on the 10th floor. So Effie stayed in this room until she got to full term, had her baby, and remained locked away. Slowly, she lost her sanity and grew more and more depressed, and ended up grabbing her infant and throwing herself along with her baby out of the window of the 10th floor. And from this moment on, so many things have been reported around the hotel, including furniture moving around at night, people just feeling an eerie weight on their chest, and because no one could get a decent night's sleep in it, they closed in 1988, but reopened later. Part 3 to the Skirvin Hotel. So the hotel ended up reopening in 2007, and the reports continued of a baby crying in the hallway, and guests in the hotel would walk out and not see anything, and so many men that have stayed there have reported hearing a female voice in their rooms, or also seeing the figure of a naked woman while taking a shower. was really blown up whenever basketball players started to stay there when they would play in OKC. Derrick Rose, who grew up in one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Chicago, couldn't spend one night in there without making James Johnson share a room with him. Ron Artest actually thought about filing charges against the Skirvin because the ghost was inappropriately touching him. And Kyrie Irving will most likely be making a movie about the hotel. And Eddie Curry was literally on the 10th floor and had to spend the night in Nate Robinson's room because he got so scared. This man is literally like 7 feet. So it really makes me feel like there's something very scary going on. So my best friend and I will be hopping in our car and going down to check out this hotel. We'll be staying the night and vlogging the whole thing for YouTube, so go check it out. Also, go over to her account if you want to hear more about the concept of ghost hunting.
This is the story of the time my client got arrested while I was doing her makeup. Disclaimer, this is not my story time, it was sent to me on Instagram. This story takes place whenever I used to be a traveling makeup artist. I would travel to my clients' homes or to their photo shoot destination. On this particular occasion, my client had asked me if I could meet her at her home because she had somewhere to be, but it wasn't for a photo shoot or anything like that. She never exactly told me what the event was she was going to, but I didn't want to ask a lot of questions because she seemed kind of nervous or shy. We set up the appointment, and a couple days before, she sent me her address, which I noticed was in kind of a sketchy part of town. But whenever I arrived at her home, it was absolutely gorgeous. This woman had 3 or 4 cars outside. Mind you, she lives alone. And as soon as you walked into the front door, there was a legit chandelier. My thought process at the time is that she must be some sort of fixer-upper, because her house was way nicer than all the other ones on the block. Aside from the cars and all the decorations in the house, the woman actually seemed pretty normal and very shy. When she greeted me at the door, she was wearing what I would wear if I was getting my makeup done, which is like sweatpants and a big t-shirt. She didn't say much, she just showed me the makeup look that she wanted me to do on her face, and she told me she was in kind of a hurry, so if we could do it as quickly as possible while still making it look good, she would really appreciate that. About halfway through me doing her makeup, my client said she had to take a really important phone call and that she would be back in just a second. I saw her get on her phone, walk outside, and she was out there for probably 15 minutes. I couldn't hear much, but towards the end of the conversation, I heard her start yelling, and then she calmly walked back in through the front door. She sat back down in my makeup chair and didn't say a word. I asked her if everything was okay, but again, she didn't say anything. She totally ignored my question. As a makeup artist, it's not my job to get into their business, so I just kind of let it go. Not even 5 minutes later, the police came busting through the front door. And I mean like full SWAT, kicked open the door, bulletproof vests, canines, everything. I was absolutely terrified because I had no idea what was going on. And as soon as my client saw the police come through the door, she picked up and ran.
Hey, she's a runner, she's a track star.
About 5 of the police officers took off running after her, and the rest came towards me. I put everything in my hands down, threw my hands up, and told them I was just here to do her makeup, that I was a makeup artist and she had scheduled an appointment in her home. They took me in for questioning just to make sure that I wasn't part of whatever scheme she was involved in. And afterwards, they told me I should be glad they got there when they did, because this woman was part of a huge drug ring. I wish I could say that after that I stopped going to clients' houses to do their makeup, but to be honest, no matter how terrifying that was, it was so crazy and exciting. I still do makeup in clients' homes, I just make sure to check them out just a little bit more before I show up in some drug lord's house. On the bright side though, at least she didn't have to go to jail looking all musty because her makeup was almost done, so I know that mugshot was super cute.